Hey everybody, this is Ray Halstead and Patricia Nass with REH CPA. Today we want to talk about change in marital status, whether you're getting married, divorced, any type of situation that actually changes your marital status can also affect your tax situation. I've got Patty here with me today. Patty, what can you tell us about the effects of changing your marital status?
Sure. So, throughout the year, your marital status may change. And the IRS considers your marital status for filing your tax return for that year, whatever your status is on December 31st of that year. So it doesn't matter if you get married January 15th or December 15th. If you're still married on December 31st, your entire year, that's your married filing joint. And the same thing for if you get divorced. If you get divorced or legally separated earlier in the year, or even, December 20th, then they consider the entire year that you would be considered single for your filing status.
Yeah. So what other things do people need to consider?
So a name change, that's a big one, especially people get married, women change their last name, people change their middle names, anything of that sort. So once you change your name, if you go to put it on the tax return and the Social Security Administration does not have it on file, your return will be rejected. So you want to make sure that the Social Security Administration has your new name. And then you'll also want to make sure that your employer, or if you fill out W-9s as a subcontractor, you want to make sure all those forms also get filled out with your new name.
And also, whenever people change their marital status, a lot of times they will move. What do they need to know about that?
Sure. So most of the time, people don't expect an IRS letter, so it's not that big of a deal. But if the IRS is trying to get in touch with you, the first thing that they do is they send a notice. And that notice is going to go to the address that they have on file as most recent. Most of the time you change your status, you tend to move. You move in with each other, you move out, your address will change. So there's a couple of different ways to let the IRS know what your new address is. And you'll also want to make sure to forward any mail or anything with the U.S. Postal Service. But when you change your address with the IRS, you can either file on your most recent tax return. So, if it changed this time of year, you just say, okay, well, on my tax return, I'll just put my new address. Or there's a Form 8822 that you can fill out and mail into the IRS. Or they even allow as simple as writing them a letter and saying your old address, your new address, and social security number, your name, explaining the new address change. They'll even let you call and provide all that information too. So they really make it easy to make sure that they have the right address on file.
Awesome. And one of the biggest things to think about whenever you do change your marital status is withholdings. I know we just did a video on doing a W-4, which relates to withholdings on your W-2. But what all can you tell us about withholdings whenever you change your marital status?
Right. So when your marital status changes, the IRS sees it as the December 31st of that year status. So if you're getting divorced in the year, you'll want to make sure that W-4 at the beginning of the year is filled out for single. You want to make sure to have more withholdings and not do married filing joint, which might be a lower status, or maybe head of household if that's going to be applicable to you. But you're definitely wanting to review it with your employer. There's also the IRS has an estimator on their website. You can go in there and kind of put in what your paycheck's been and what your withholdings have been through the year, and that'll help you also figure out to make sure that you're going to be in a good place at the end of the year.
Well, this is all really good information, Patty. If your marital status is changing and you would like to know the effect on your taxes, feel free to give us a call and we will help you out. Thanks.